There's a nice little soda on it.
What?
Huh?
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 Huh? Huh?
Elmo! Alright, anyway, we're back with another episode of Backyard of BS podcast. You know what it is? We the Kellerwitz Bros. The
Up in here.
you know.
Hello.
Squad up.
Autobots, roll out.
That's so white. So white.
Whitey.
Whitey tighties. Oh, anyway, yeah, two more. Well, one more after this episode.
Yeah.
Wow.
Whoa.
So, Levi, we're going to talk about the Super Bowl, the history of the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're going to talk a little bit about the Super Bowl. So, you ready to get into the Super Bowl?
Well, first, before we get into that.
Oh, we got shout-outs and weekly...
I don't really have any shout-outs, but we had some major news that happened this past week. We kind of lost two legends this last week.
Toby Keith?
Yeah, and Apollo Creed.
Oh, yeah, that guy. Carl. Good old Carl. We lost Carl, man! We lost Carl. Can't believe we lost Carl, man.
Carl Weathers. Yeah.
Can't believe we lost Carl, man. I can't believe we lost Carl, man. Carl was a good man.
And we're going to try to get red Solo cups in honor of Toby Keith and have some beer for my horses and whiskey for my men. But oh well. Didn't quite happen.
And I still wish I was a cowboy. Wait, what?
I'll write your number on the 50-yard line.
Anyway. Now what?
We lost those two. So and then I don't remember who it is, but Nebraska ended up stealing a Wisconsin commit as a corner. He originally committed to Wisconsin, and now he is heading to Nebraska. And Nebraska is starting to make waves on the recruiting trail again, which is a good thing.
The Nebraska Supernovas demoted their head coach.
They fired him already?
No, they didn't fire him. They demoted him.
It's the same thing.
They didn't use the term fired. They demoted him.
Okay.
To activities director. So there's that. King Charles, man. He got diagnosed with cancer and has begun treatment. Harry is on his way back to the palace to go check up on his father, on his padre. So yeah. What's that? Super Bowl is this week. Taylor Swift is ready. Are you ready?
I'm ready. I'm ready.
No. Are you sure you're ready? Oh, Texas is having a fun time with the border. That's trending news. That's all I'm gonna say about it.
There's a lot of interesting things going on in in Texas right now. Last I checked, there was 28 states that was supporting Texas and have sent troops down to help Texas defend the border. Nebraska is one of them.
Yeah, because Jim Pellin met them this weekend. This last weekend, I should say.
Yeah.
And, yeah.
Yeah, so.
Why ain't you down there, buddy?
I don't know. Apparently, I guess I'm not important enough.
Oh.
I don't know. So, yeah.
Yeah.
Time
to get into
some Super Bowl.
Some Super Bowl knowledge. Some knowledge about the Super Bowl.
Speaking of Taylor Swift and the Super Bowl.
Uh-oh.
Taylor Swift won, I believe she won, Best Album of the Year.
Yeah, she won a Grammy.
She won a Grammy, because the Grammy was this past weekend, too. I don't really watch the Grammys, but
yeah,
I
don't
kind of... Travis Kelce mentioned that Taylor brought hardware home, and he needs to bring hardware home this weekend. So I ended up after that being said, is I kind of looked up what Taylor won just for this podcast, technically. So
yeah, she won a Grammy.
Yeah, so our audience would know something.
I mean, unless they're Taylor Swift fans and they already know.
Could very well be. I tried.
Yeah, you tried all right.
Oh, I definitely tried.
Oh, big boy, you tried.
Oh, I tried.
Oh, big boy, you tried. Are you done looking? Done looking? You gonna get us the Super Bowl?
Oh yeah, we're gonna get you a Super Bowl here. So, also, did you know before the AFC Championship game? Did you know EB was in the house? Eric Bieniemy?
Yeah, I can't believe Washington already fired Eric Bieniemy after one season.
And right before the AFC Championship game, he stopped into the Chiefs locker room and gave them a pep talk right before the AFC Championship game.
So is he going back to the Chiefs?
I don't know what he's doing.
Or is he going to go to the Ravens?
I don't know what he's doing, but yeah, he went and had a...
He can come to the Ravens. I'll let him.
Also, speaking of Chiefs and Andy Reid, Patrick Mahomes was asked about Andy Reid's hobbies, and Andy Reid's got he's a pretty classy man.
Hamburgers.
If he ain't spending time with his grandkids, it's all about football and cheeseburgers. That's a classy man right there. That's my idol, man. I just want to be about family football and cheeseburgers.
Mm-hmm. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Cheeseburgers.
What was another? Oh, there was something else cool that was brought up during this week. Oh, apparently the NFL is rigged again.
Yeah, it's because of election year, right? And Joe Biden's gonna win if the Chiefs wins. Oh. No.
But apparently it's rigged because Chiefs get to use Allegiant Stadium as their practice field, while
49ers.
Yeah, they have to use. I can't remember what stadium they got to use, but
they got to use a high school stadium.
No, college stadium.
Oh,
they're using like UCLA's or something like that. Or UNLV's, probably, yeah. But in all reality, the Eagles But see, they're saying it's rigged and Chiefs are going to win a Super Bowl because they already had like the leg up because they're used to the facility, right?
Mm-hmm.
Well, last year the Eagles got to use the Cardinals stadium as their practice field and played the game inside the stadium, while the Chiefs had to practice at Arizona State. So you tell me, how does that? I mean, I'm not saying the NFL is rigged or not rigged, but if that's the facts you're going off of,
Do your homework.
do your homework, buddy.
Do your homework.
Don't, because if the Chiefs used the Arizona Cardinals stadium last year, and they get and they get Allegiant Stadium this year, that would look a little suspicious. But since they used the college facility last year, while Eagles got the actual stadium,
Mm-hmm.
and now this year they get the stadium, while the other team has to use a college facility, I don't find that I don't find that a basis as saying the NFL is rigged. You gotta bring me a little bit more evidence. Just saying. But yeah, off of that note.
Are you done ranting?
Off of that note, we are going to get into some Super Bowl facts.
Super Bowl.
So, so before it was the Super Bowl, it was actually the AFL versus the NFL, which
is American Football Legion or League.
League. And the National Football League.
League.
So the National Football League was like formed so the American Football League was formed in 1959.
1959 or 49?
59.
59, okay.
Which the NFL was already around since like the 1920s.
Mm-hmm. Because I did a research on one of the football players.
Yeah.
Back in
it was like
business class.
I think it was like 1926 is when the Detroit Lions were actually formed, or 19 something. I can't actually quote that off the top of my head, but what makes this really interesting is the Kansas City Chiefs have a lot of history with the way the league is played today to the way the Super Bowl is. Like, they're one of your teams that just have this whole rich history into this league. So their founder, Lamar Hunt, and if you don't know who that is, his son
is
Clark
the owner.
Hunt is the current owner of the Kansas City Chiefs. Lamar passed away in I want to say 2006. Norma Hunt, who attended every single Super Bowl, she passed away just this last spring sometime. But yeah,
you were right, 2006.
when did Norma die? Type in Norma, because I think it was around springtime.
Yeah. Norma. June 4th, 2023.
Oh, it's almost summer. No,
Just a couple weeks before summer.
yeah. So yeah, so you had your teams, you had your NFL, and Lamar Hunt wanted to wanted to expand a team.
That's me.
Oh, that's you.
Yeah, that's me.
So Lamar Hunt wanted to form his own team down in Dallas. Well, he went to the NFL, and basically the NFL was like, nope, not a happening. There ain't a chance in hell. We like what we have going on, and we're not expanding. So, just kiss your dream goodbye, right?
Mm.
Lamar Hunt had other plans. He kind of turned around. And was like, well, screw you, NFL. I'm going to do my own thing. So, what Lamar Hunt did is he went out, started calling his buddies.
Yo, Gerald.
So he kind of called his buddies up, called a few other people who were interested in forming leagues, and well, next thing you know, you have the New York Titans, the Boston Patriots, Buffalo Bills, Houston Oilers, LA Chargers, Denver Broncos, Oakland Raiders, and the Dallas Texans. And so they started their own league called the American Football League. Because they're like, well, if the NFL ain't going to let us in, we're going to start our own stuff. Well, they started doing their own thing, right?
Mm-hmm.
They started getting good viewership, so on and so forth. The NFL got mad because they were stealing money away from them.
Yeah.
Because people were watching these new teams instead of these already
Founded teams.
So the NFL is like, hey, Lamar, you need to shut your deal down. Shut your deal down because we were here first and we don't like what you're doing. And Lamar's like, nope, we're going to keep doing what we're doing. And so after a little bit of clashing back and forth between the two, finally they went in and they're like, well, how do we make this thing work? Lamar goes, well, I'll tell you how we make it work. We'll have the NFL versus the AFL. And the best two teams goes against each other at the end of the year. And at the end of the year we'll declare the winner, the best of each league. Right? So they're like, okay, that's fair. Right? So that's what they did. Then in I want to say it was 19. I gotta look this up again.
Oh my goodness.
Hold on. So in 1967, in Los Angeles, was your very first. Well, now it's called the Super Bowl. But it was your very first NFL versus AFL championship. During that time, it was the Dallas Texans, because they have not yet moved to Kansas City. So it'd been your Dallas Texans versus your famous, historical Green Bay Packers with Vince Lombardi as your head coach. Which, remember that name, because that'll play a key factor in this whole thing.
That's why it's called the Lombardi Trophy.
Spoiler alert. So, they held their very first one, and Green Bay ended up winning 35-10.
Oh my goodness.
So, then in 1969, Kansas City, the Dallas Texans decides they're going to up and move to Kansas City, become the Kansas City Chiefs.
Because of history of arrowheads.
I don't know what possessed them to go to Kansas City.
I don't know. You're on the whole documentary at home. Like,
I know.
you just need to watch the documentary. That's what I got from it. But it's been 10 years. No. More than 10 years since I've watched it.
Yeah. I'm really good with a lot of this stuff. I need a little bit of a refresher course, and unfortunately I didn't get time to actually take a refresher course.
Yeah, well, there's something that's special about Arrowheads. That's why they called it Arrowhead Stadium. And then they called the Kansas City Chiefs the Chiefs because of Arrowhead Stadium or something like that.
So, when they actually moved, it was in Municipal Park Stadium. Before even Arrowhead came along. So, going back, quick story about Kansas City. So a lot of people don't like a lot of their Indian traditions, right? They believe, like a few years ago, Redskins changed their name and other people, and they've canceled the tomahawk chop. Are you okay in there? So yeah, they canceled the tomahawk chop and everything else, and a lot of people are mad because Kansas City is one of those teams that has refused to do that. But Kansas City has every right to do so, because when they moved to Kansas City, the nickname of the mayor at the time was Chief. And since he was so friendly and so like helpful during the move and like everything and stuff to the team, they named him the Kansas City Chiefs in honor of the mayor because of the mayor's nickname.
Wow, see that? I thought it was all about Indians.
So the Kansas City Chiefs then in Municipal Park Stadium, they had a bunch of like people started wearing like head dressings and dressing up as Indians and everything else, right? And a lot of these Indian traditions started to form inside of Municipal Park Stadium. So Lamar Hunt, being the guy Lamar is,
businessman,
called the local tribes in Kansas City and around the Missouri, Kansas area, right?
Mm-hmm.
Called a local meeting of all these tribes and said, hey, this stuff is going down in my stadium. Do I need to put an end to it? Because I will, if it's disrespecting you guys. If it's not, we'll keep going, right? All the Indians loved it, got voted on, however it got settled, and all the local tribes around the Kansas City area enjoyed it. And Lamar goes, as long as I have your praise, I'm not going to do anything about it. So when it was time to build a new stadium in honor of the Indian tribes and the blessing,
there we go,
and the blessing that he got, he named it Arrowhead after them.
That's how it was. Because
he wanted, since he got their blessing to keep their traditions, he wanted to honor them, so he called it Arrowhead Stadium. So there's a lot of things out here, and I believe that the Chiefs are one of those teams that they don't deserve the backlash just because of their history.
I think they missed the giant opportunity of building the stadium to build it into an Arrowhead. It's just me though.
That's very, very well. Could
you could have fit a football field in it, Arrowhead.
You very well could have. But yeah, so that's a little side note for them. But yeah, so in 1969, so the Dallas Texans end up moving to Kansas City, become the Kansas City Chiefs. 1970, was the Super Bowl 4, which was actually the very first Super Bowl.
The very first that they named Super Bowl.
And the reason it was called the Super Bowl was because the NFL wasn't really big on the AFL versus the NFL, right? Like, they wanted their own rights to this whole thing, right?
Mm.
And the AFL wanted their own rights to this whole thing. They weren't agreeing on this whole merger thing. So they had this big, huge, giant meeting with Lamar. Well, earlier that morning, Clark Hunt and and his brothers and sisters and stuff, which I don't know how many are in that family, but it says Lamar Hunt's kids, plural. So Clark Hunt and siblings were playing with what they called a Super Ball, which back in the day was a very, very bouncy ball. It was the big invention at the time. And I don't know much about the history of the Super Bowl. I just know it was a bouncy ball, and it was very, very popular.
So they called it the Super Bowl to get viewership.
So Lamar Hunt walks in there and walks into this meeting and listens and everything else and hears what people have to say and so on and so forth. And he kind of goes, hey, I have an idea. And they're like, well, what's your idea? He goes, I have an idea that I believe is going to solve all of our problems. They're like, all right. So he goes, well, instead of the NFL versus the AFL, we call it the Super Bowl because of the Super Bowl that my kids were just playing with earlier this morning. And you have college bowl games. So Super Bowl. And I am willing to give up my rights to my league. But I still get to control my league. He goes, you guys get full ownership, so we call it the NFL. And we'll break it down into two categories. We have the NFC, which is National Football Conference, which is the NFL original teams. And then you have the AFC, which was the 8 original AFL teams. And he goes, I have control over my conference. And then you elect somebody else over that conference. And then we name the so since Vince Lombardi was the very first coach to win this championship, we'll name the Super Bowl after Vince Lombardi. The AFC championship gets named after me, Lamar Hunt, because that's the way I'm giving up my rights and keeping ownership, right? And then I don't remember what the NFC title name is after or any of that, which is probably good history to know. But yeah, and then they kind of decided that was their and the NFL agreed on that and everything. So that is why now we have the AFC, the NFC, and we have the Super Bowl, and why Vince Lombardi Trophy goes home at the end of every Super Bowl.
Because Vince Lombardi won.
Yep.
Yep.
So it's so like 4 years ago. So the Chiefs haven't been back to a Super Bowl in 50 years, right? So I mean, whether they would have won against San Francisco or not, it was still cool just for the fact that they were able to bring their owner's trophy back to Kansas City.
Mm.
And the fact that they've been able to do that, like, what is it, 4 times in the last 5 years, that's also kind of it's also kind of cool.
They're gonna call it a Reed Trophy here soon.
They might.
Or the Mahomes.
But yeah, there's your...
No, I don't flow with like the Lombardi Trophy.
No.
The Lombardi Trophy flows. Flows.
I actually thought that was going to take a longer time.
Yeah, I was hoping it was gonna take longer time too.
But there's your history of the Super Bowl in short-term version.
Mm-hmm. So predictions. Obviously, you're gonna go for the 49ers. Obviously,
Yeah.
you just gave a whole speech about Lamar Hunt and the Chiefs, but you're obviously all for the 49ers, right? Brock Purdy and all that fun stuff, right? Yeah. And
Niner gang.
so what is your prediction of the score?
So my prediction is, I honestly believe this is, so a lot of people are predicting like a high scoring game, like in the 30s and 40s. If you know one thing about Chiefs in this whole season, they have not allowed opponents over 20 points all season. So I don't get where you're getting 30 points at. Like, obviously these guys haven't, like, these guys haven't watched the Chiefs defense.
Mm-hmm.
Obviously. So I gotta go like a low scoring game. I gotta go like 2017 or something along, I mean, something along those lines.
21-14.
I could,
49ers.
You're just still mad about your Ravens, man.
No, it's just because Purdy was on the Nebraska team. Well, not Brock, his brother. And McCaffrey's brother was also on Nebraska's team. So, I'm going to go for the Nebraska team. I'm going for the Nebraska side.
Yeah.
Even though we don't have McCaffrey or Purdy anymore, I'm going to still go for the Nebraska side.
I never actually thought of that. But that is very true. Because we had Chuba Purdy and we had Luke McCaffrey back in the day.
Mm-hmm.
Ironically, they both played quarterback.
Mm-hmm.
Except for I think one's a receiver now.
I think that's McCaffrey.
I think Luke turned into receiver.
So, yeah.
So, yeah. But yeah, I've watched all these analysts, and I wouldn't say all of them, but I've watched a lot of them, and I don't quite understand how they've come up with some of these score predictions.
Who the heck is messaging you, Bruce? Yeah,
Sergeants.
This time of night, bro. It is 8:15, bro.
Sergeants. NCOs. Important people.
You sent one message and that takes 15 different people to freaking reply to you? Or
Apparently.
What? Jeez.
But yeah, so
Yeah.
I don't know. Like I said, it'd be awesome if Chiefs could win this and go back to back because it'd be the first time it's happened in like 20 years. When was it? Like 2002 was the last time there was somebody that went back to back champs.
I don't know. Who won back-to-back champs? The Patriots.
Yeah.
Boo. Boo. So I got a business idea for you, buddy.
Business idea.
Yeah, but I can't talk about it on the potty.
Okay. Well,
So remind me after the potty, and I'll quickly explain it to you.
that is if you don't have to go potty after the potty.
No, I want potty before the potty.
What was I gonna look up before?
You're gonna look back-to-back championships of what
Oh.
year it was, because that's just you and you alone. You want to know. Oh, also, by the way, did you know that Adam and Eve were transgender black people? There's a whole news article about it.
Oh. So we're talking about Green Bay Packers in our history.
Mm-hmm.
Did you know the Green Bay Packers were the first team to go back to back Super Bowls?
Mm-hmm.
I think I knew
Well,
that.
we knew that. It's just no one talks about Super Bowl II.
Yeah, I know, but it's crazy of how
The Dolphins.
the Miami
Jeez.
Dolphins and 72 and 73, Pittsburgh Steelers 75 and 76.
Steelers again?
Oh wait. Oh,
The 90s?
79 and 80, they did it again.
49ers?
Yep, so that would be
Oh, with Jerry Rice. 82, right?
that was
It says, oh,
an
82 and
80.
85 before coming back to the big game in 89. Well, that doesn't make sense.
So I'm assuming 89 and 90.
Ah,
Dallas Cowboys 93 and 94.
well, I mean, is that the Broncos? Ah,
Yeah, it just says 80s.
let's see, Super Bowl 10, 20, 32, and 33.
Whatever that was. And then New England Patriots.
I think that's 32 and 33. Yeah, because Ellis 50, is it not?
So yeah, in 03 and
33.
03 and 04. Or well, it probably would have been 02 and 03 season. But it says in 2004, Patriots secured their second Super Bowl with a win over the Carolina Panthers. The next year, they won their third title in franchise history with a victory. Oh, so it would have been 04 and 05. Because in 05, they beat Andy Reid and the Philadelphia Eagles.
What?
And I believe Donovan McNabb was the quarterback at that time. Andy Reid's a legend, bro. Like, Andy Reid never was able to get over this hump until Mahomes came along. But he always made it to NFC Championship games. He made it to a few Super Bowl appearances. He just could never
Win a Super Bowl.
he could just never like stamp that flag in the ground and hold that trophy and say, haha, I've finally done it.
I am the one. I am the one, hold a gun.
But
Something up the street.
he did it. So yeah,
So yeah,
it'd be almost 20 years then. It was 04 and what did I say? 04 and 05.
mm-hmm.
So yeah. Just crazy. And then on the other side you got Brock Purdy, who's I don't
a
know.
hell of a good quarterback.
The-
Underrated.
Yeah.
Always
he's-
been waiting for his chance.
his one shot, his one opportunity.
With mom spaghetti on his sweater already.
You
Knees weak, arms heavy. Wait, crap. I went backwards.
know.
Knees weak, arms are heavy. There's vomit on his sweater already. Mom's spaghetti.
He's nervous, but
He's uncertainly calm and ready to drop bombs, but he keeps on forgetting what he wrote down. The whole crowd goes so loud he opens his mouth, but the words won't come out. He's choking how everybody's choking now. And clocks run out, time's up, over, plow. Snap back to reality. Up
Oh,
there
there
goes
goes
gravity.
gravity.
Up there goes rabbit. He choked you so mad, but he won't give up. That is, he know he won't have it.
Yep. But yeah, I hope.
I haven't heard that song in forever.
Well, but yeah,
But yeah,
Brock Purdy made it all the way to. Pretty much made it all the way to the NFC Championship game last week or last year.
mhm.
I mean, he did get injured beforehand, and kind of that was their reason they weren't quite able to pull off the.
What they knew next year. It was a building year. It was a building year. Every year is a building year until you win.
But you have this kid who kind of just came out of nowhere and proved to the world that
He was always waiting.
yup.
Waiting for his moment.
So here's a big question that's been going around this week.
Oh yeah, oh yeah, oh yeah.
So if Mahomes in Kansas City happens to lose, do we actually give Kansas City a break for everything they've accomplished in the last 6 years? Because everybody's willing to jump on this whole train, and see, here's the thing that I find crazy about this whole thing, right? Tom Brady and the New England Patriots. A lot of people hated him. I hated him specifically not for the fact that they kept winning Super Bowls. That did irritate me a lot. But that wasn't the only fact. The reason I hated them was because they always seemed like they were in a scandal. Every year there was always some weird scandal going on in New England.
Deflated balls.
That and catching people recording signs and videotaping practices, and just they kept winning Super Bowls, but then every year there was a scandal, and it's like, dude, come on. Like, should they really be winning Super Bowls if they're caught up in a scandal? Like, I just didn't think that was right. But see, but everybody, like, credited Tom Brady and Bill Belichick. They always praised them, right?
Swept the scandals under the rug.
But you got someone like Mahomes, and all the pressure's on him all the time. Because no matter what he does, he's getting backlash.
Mhm.
Everybody hates him for some odd reason. No matter how great this guy is, everybody's looking for that one shot to make it his downfall. He's like Spider-Man
Mhm.
and the news reporter. I mean, I hate to say it, but that's the...
Jameson.
Yep. But
He's a menace. Menace to society. He needs to be off the streets. He needs to show himself. Who would hide behind a helmet? Who?
but yeah, so he.
This Patrick Mahomes.
But yeah, so if the 49ers win, like, does that mean Mahomes' career has ended and now he's the flaw that everybody claims he is? Or can we actually give him a break for everything he's established in the last 6 years? That's been going around a lot of talk on social media and networks.
I mean, he's going in the Hall of Fame. And whether they hate him or not, it is what it is. All the power to him. The ones that people hate are the ones that always win. They get further in life than everyone else because they stay working. That's the thing, is they stay working, which makes them successful while everyone else is talking shit on them, wasting time because of talking. You should be working instead of talking. It's just circle of life. Circle of life there, buddy.
Yeah. But yeah, that was kind of, with it being Super Bowl week, that was one of the big topics I've seen around lately. And like I said, as I've looked at it, and it's like, well, what makes Mahomes and Brady so different? I mean, like, I understand why they're different, but the talent and the leadership is the same, and the stuff they've been able to accomplish in their career, they're on, well, Mahomes is on a very similar path that Brady was. So I don't know, it just kind of shocks me. That's they're always looking for a villain. They're always ready to praise Brady and Belichick, but yet Mahomes seems like the villain that never should accomplish anything.
Can you believe that?
They're just that jealous.
Mm-hmm.
They're jealous because they ain't us.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Alright, I figured you laugh more at that one.
They're just jealous. Because they ain't us. Oh!
They ain't us. Ain't us? No, I said ain't us. Come on. The interview.
Uranus.
You can see Uranus from here. Wait.
Yeah, I can. Someone asked me to say a
You
Uranus joke.
need to trim the bushes around your deck.
Mm-hmm. 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 I got a big deck.
I got a small deck.
Shave the bushes and it'll look bigger.
There's a lot of people on my deck.
No, I just got done oiling my deck. I really love oiling my deck. Every day I oil my deck. I would oil my deck, but my deck's too big to oil. I got a small deck. You gotta shave the bushes around the deck to make it look bigger. I already shaved the bushes around my deck.
My wife was on my deck.
My sister-in-law was on my deck.
I had probably about 100 people on my deck.
Come to think of it, I have people on my deck every weekend.
Oh.
Ain't
Maybe
no comedy like that no more.
Nope, unfortunately.
Rabbit season.
Duck season.
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 Duck season.
Rabbit season. Oh,
Yeah.
crap.
Yes.
Oh, so speaking of comedy,
Yeah.
I gotta rewatch Cars.
Yeah.
And I gotta look for one specific Larry the Cable Guy line.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Get her done.
No, he says that one in there. So, we just bought Ivy a toy, right? The toy mater.
Mm.
He goes, now that's funny right there. And his famous line is always "get her done," and always like, I don't care who you are, now that's just funny right there. And I'm like sitting here going, okay, did he really put that in the movie? Because I don't ever remember that line in the movie. Now I gotta rewatch the movies and figure out if his other famous line is,
If it's in there.
if he snuck in his other famous line.
Well,
Yeah.
well, you did any final thoughts, Levi?
No, I do not.
No. I don't either, Broski. I know it's a short episode, but you know what? The short episodes are the most meaningful episodes. That's what I'm gonna
We
say.
did.
That's what I'm gonna stick with. Yeah, I know. We could have done notes and
we
stuff.
we probably could. Yeah, we'll get notes and stuff, and we'll.
We'll get there eventually. Slowly but surely.
That's the plan. So, if you haven't already noticed or haven't already caught on, is we are going to do one more episode, and we are going to discuss the Super Bowl and possibly other things if we
The
have something.
Valentine's Day about love and love and love and
Yeah, and Cupids, and
demonic. Oh.
yeah. But yeah, we're gonna do that, and then we're gonna get offline for a little bit, and go back to the drawing board.
Actually come up with some heck of ideas to talk about.
So if you have any content out there you want us discussing, let us know, and we will figure it out.
And we may do holiday specials while we're off season, you know.
Yeah, stay tuned for holiday specials. But yeah, we're gonna kind of go through here and go through our episodes that we already have. Take notes, figure out our pros or cons. Next year there might be some very, very similar topics.
Yeah.
Because just depending on like upcoming holidays and like Super Bowl, Pro Bowls,
College Bowl, college sports,
Yeah.
NBA. More NBA. That's what we need. More NBA.
yeah. Football is very easy for me to track. I'm not big into much other sports.
And I don't really watch sports anymore. Even when there's football on, I'm doing something on my computer.
I'm always doing something too.
Yeah,
It's
so
my phone, most of the time my phone's always playing something. About the only time I actually get to truly watch a game is
the Huskers are the Chiefs.
Yep. Or unless of course your Baltimore Ravens are on like a primetime game, I'll make that.
Oh, Ravens are playing them down in Kansas City next year. You want to go?
If we can afford it.
Well, if we buy tickets when tickets come out.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, cool.
But yeah, so those are about the only teams that really make it a priority to watch. But yeah, that's
So
yeah, we'll go back to the drawing board. We'll get this all, hopefully make this better, and hopefully, well, this was our test and trial season. Welcome to season 1, our
demo season.
our demo season. Hopefully, this was our rookie year.
Bullshit season. Oh.
It's rookie year, man. We had a lot of rookie mistakes.
It's fine. It happens.
We're gonna go into our sophomore year.
Okay, are we only gonna do 4 seasons then, or what? Like, damn.
No, but
So
we could be a 6-year senior.
That's stupid. I think that's stupid. Anyway, we've been Backyard BS podcast. You know what it is. So, peace, love, happiness, and unity. Catch you on the next one.
Yeah. Where we discuss the Super Bowl and rock on.
Later, bros. Later, skis.